Good morning, everyone. It is another A Moment of Hope with Upward Transitions. And this morning I am so excited because my Upward Transitions colleague and friend, Alicia Terry, is with us. Good morning, Alicia.
Hi, how are you, Micah?
I am good and I am warm. Thank
I know,
goodness.
right?
I was so surprised how fast that snow melted.
I know, it was wild.
But it is good to see your face, and I'm so grateful that you are taking the time to share a little bit about what you do. Alicia is one of our case managers, specifically working with those at risk of homelessness. And so she's going to share with us this morning a little bit more about case management at Upward Transitions. So Alicia, just tell us, what does case management mean at Upward Transitions?
Sure. So case management here at Upward Transitions, it just means engaging with the client. We just try to meet our clients exactly where they are. Part of our mission statement is to end generational poverty. So it's just, meeting the client where they are, giving them, what they need in this moment, but also just making sure that we give them the tools to maintain and be able to sustain going forward.
So when a client is in need, whatever that looks like, how does that process start? And then how did they eventually end up engaging with someone like you, a case manager at Upward Transitions?
Sure. So typically when a client is in need, they either reach out to us directly to get information. Most often they reach out to our friends over at 211 and they get referred to us that way. Or if there's a former client, that we work with, they may, pass along a phone number, say, hey, please call Alicia, she'll be able to help you. And they just get engaged, with us that way. And then from there, reception or one of the case managers, we just kind of go over our screening process in order to obtain the assistance in order to get help with a rent or utility bill. So some of the requirements would be that you live in Oklahoma County, that you have a minor child in the household or a senior older than 55, and that you have some sort of a hardship. So with the program that I work with, the hardship has to be related to COVID-19, meaning that in one way or another, you were financially impacted from COVID, whether it was a furlough or you had to miss work due to contracting the virus or being exposed and things of that nature. So we just kind of go over the screening process. And then from there, clients are directed to our Monday morning triage where they get screened and then they make it through to the case managers.
Yeah, and that Monday morning triage is significant, and it's really kind of the gateway to the rest of our services. And our clients get a short screening, and then they get a long screening, and then they get to meet with you. So Monday morning, and to find out more about that Monday morning screening, you can go to our website, upwardtransitions.org, to learn more about that. So once somebody does that Monday morning screening and they qualify and they do that long screening, tell us about the case management work past that point.
Sure. So once we obtain their information from the screening, we reach out to them by phone and we just, ask some clarifying questions about their situation because typically the screening, it's only a screenshot of their situation. So we just call just to get more information, to get more clarification on sort of what happened or, where they are within that situation. And then from there, we tell them what documents that they need to submit. And then they submit those documents to us. Right now, we're doing everything electronically. So we do work with the clients on getting that information into us. We do have some clients who are technologically challenged. And so we do work with them on, do you have a relative that can help you get the documents in? Or are you able to go to a local business and fax it over? And then worst case scenario, the client can bring the documents in to the office. So that door is always open. We just try to do whatever we can to just help our clients out. They're reaching out to us for assistance, so we don't want to be a barrier to them when it comes to getting documentation in.
Yeah, COVID-19 really has forced us to be creative in how we engage our clients and get those documents from them. And I always tell anyone that I meet that you guys are the most creative and supportive, and you are definitely the people that make it work, no matter what happens. So we are definitely utilizing our website and our email technology more than we ever have.
Absolutely.
To make that happen. So tell us what a situation might look like, particularly during COVID, that somebody might come and need assistance for.
Absolutely. So over the past year, since the onset of the pandemic last March, Upward Transitions, we had a grant that we utilized early in the spring last year. And that was sort of the start of where we started to meet clients who had been impacted by the pandemic. So different situations have come up, whether somebody was furloughed. We've had, clients in the oil industry who were left without employment. We've had, teachers and people who are contracted through the school who were without work. We've just had people from all walks of life. And that's kind of been the thing about the pandemic, is that, everybody was affected, in one way or another. Other situations, if somebody maybe contracted the virus and had to quarantine for 2 weeks, or lives with a family member who was exposed and had to quarantine, we've seen those types of hardships as well.
One of the things, Alicia, that I have just been humbled by is that people that have never had to access social services are having to access social services for the very first time because of COVID-19. And I know you guys as case managers are seeing that firsthand. You mentioned teachers and oil and gas and people that have been furloughed. So tell me, how are you helping them? How are you helping them get back on their feet?
Sure. So with our assistance, like I said, we definitely try to meet the client where they are. There is, no shame in reaching out to us because we understand that some people have never been in this situation before. They don't know what to do. They don't know where to start. And for some people, even just making the phone call to reach out to us is hard. So we just try to make them feel, as comfortable as possible. We try to build rapport with them and just give them, the respect that they deserve as a human being. And from there, we just give them resources on, different things that they can utilize, different agencies within the community that we feel can be beneficial to them, different job fairs that may be going on that maybe they haven't heard about. And we just give them those types of resources to sort of add to their toolbox to get them through this time.
And that's in addition to the financial assistance that you guys are facilitating. They're coming to us because they need their rent or their utilities paid. And we're not just handing out checks or cash to help them ease that stress. We're also making sure that they're sustained into the next few months. And so that's exactly what you're talking about. We're helping them breathe a little deeper now, but we're also hoping that they'll be able to breathe a little deeper next month and the months after that. And so that's what you're talking about with those job fairs. And so that's really unique. So tell me a little bit how COVID has changed the way you've done your job.
For sure. So, pre-pandemic, we were able to see clients, face to face. They were able to come into the office, make appointments with us, bring their documents in, and, we were able to copy them that way. And as soon as, the pandemic hit, the leadership here at Upward Transitions, we decided that we never closed our doors. We decided that, we didn't want to give up on any of our clients, whether they were homeless or at risk of becoming homeless. That was a decision that was made early on, but we did have to transition to more unique ways of meeting with our clients. So Although our lobby is closed, we do have a vestibule where our clients can come in and, like I said, drop off paperwork and things like that. But our homeless prevention clients, we're trying to do everything via technology. So many of my clients, I've never met them face to face at this point. So we send things by email, or, they're able to fax things in. I've had to coach clients through how to, take a picture of a document and send it in and things like that. So it's just having to become more creative and, engaging with the client and making sure they can get those documents in. And it's definitely been interesting to basically have to build that same rapport that you were able to do or face-to-face, to have to do the same thing over the phone. So.
One of the questions that I ask every upward transition staff member that I interview is, if you met somebody on the street and they said, upward transitions, what's that? How would you explain what we do at Upward Transitions to somebody who had no idea?
Absolutely. And I feel like I do have to give this elevator speech pretty regularly, when I'm out in the community and people say, oh, what do you do? So, I just tell them I work for Upward Transitions. We're a nonprofit organization, we're a social services agency, and we assist those who are homeless, whether it's on the streets or in a shelter. We also assist those who have housing, who may be at risk of homelessness, with rent and utility payments. So it's kind of my elevator speech.
It is. Alicia, one of the things that I admire most about you is you have a smile on your face almost every time I see you, and you enjoy what you do, and you do it so well. So COVID has definitely put us, added some stress and tested our limits. So this whole conversation that we do on Monday morning is about hope. So where do you see the hope and the joy in what we do every day? What keeps you going?
Sure. I do think that just the fact that we're here, gives people hope. One of the things that that I appreciate about our agency is that we're just always here for the client. Our CEO, Perry Ann, she always tells us, just do the right thing. And so that's what we try to do. So we're always here. Even now, with COVID, we all have the ability to work remotely now, where before that wasn't really a thing. So even now, even when we're not here, we're still here for our clients. And so that's one of the things that I appreciate. And everybody here on the staff, they have kind, compassionate hearts, and they have the willingness to help. And so I think that definitely helps, even when you're just making a phone call to inquire about services, that the person on the other line is being genuine and compassionate and willing to help.
Well, Alicia, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day. I know you have clients that you are going to get back to and share your compassionate and kind heart with. So everybody, this has been a moment of hope with Upward Transitions, and we hope you find a little bit of compassion and kindness in your day. Thank you so much for being with us, and stay safe and warm. Bye.
Bye.